Woo. So, Antoine here again, back at it again with another G35 video. This is BBL Garage, where the builds are wide, the budgets are slim, and the bolts keep turning. So today, back at it again here with the 2003 Infiniti G35, and I was just driving home. I found this nice little spot here in the corner of some twisty roads, and I decided, let me pull over, bust out the camera, and get into the topic of today's video, which is why you should get a G35 in 2025. G35 and the big 2.5. Let's get into it. So, I'm going to break it down into 5 different categories as to why you should get a G35 and why it might just be the best car out there for the price that it has. And starting off with the bang for your buck. Come on, everybody loves a good deal. Everybody wants a good deal. Nobody wants to pay too much. Nobody wants to pay too little and then end up with not enough. And I think the G35 is the perfect middle ground for that. Because for the price you can get it for, which we will get into in a little bit, you can get a naturally aspirated 3.5 liter, 6,800 RPM revving VQ35DE. And what that means is you're getting 280 pound-feet of torque, 280 horsepower to the rear two wheels, meaning it's fun wheel drive. And everybody knows fun wheel drive is the best wheel drive. Fun wheel drive keeps you alive. And so what I did was I had originally bought a 2004 model, and that 2004 model honestly wasn't in the best shape. I was just excited to get a cool car, or cooler than a civilian traffic car. And so I rushed, I bought it. It was still a good car, but there were some things, it was rough around the edges. It was a little clapped. But what I did was, as soon as I went online, I looked it up, and I was the meme of the guy looking up my car after I bought it. And what I found out was everybody was like, car's good, car's nice. If you're gonna get it though, get a manual. Don't get an automatic. And me, after burning a $3,200 hole in my pocket to get a 6th owner 04 automatic G35, I was pissed. Everywhere that I looked, all the forums are like, don't get an automatic. If you want to boost it, don't get an automatic. If you want to boost it, get a manual. If you want to drift it, get a manual. If you want to build it, get a manual. If you want anything other than a commuter car's value, get a manual. And not to hate on the automatic, because I had it and it was so fun that I decided to buy the car again, but I wanted to learn manual and I wanted to have a fun sports car. And I feel like, especially if the car's gonna be this old and it comes in a manual, and it's better if I want to boost it long term, if I want to build it long term, it's better to have it in a manual. I was like, I'll just get a manual. And so what I did was I went through everything. I went through listings. I went on Marketplace and I found a one owner G35 2003. It was a year older, but it was one owner as opposed to the 6 that I had before. And so I was like, it's worth it. It came with all the records, and I haven't looked back since. And that just goes to show you, yeah, this is just what I got, and maybe things might vary, but I got a $3,500 one owner 6-speed manual, relatively low kilometers. And I say relatively low because if you look at it at face value, they're not low. It's at 143 miles. I didn't do the conversion to what that is in kilometers. This is an American car. It was imported here into Canada, and it's 143 miles, 143,000 miles, and I did the conversion. It's somewhere around the 225, 228, somewhere around that range. And yeah, that's a lot of kilometers. It's a lot of miles. But for these cars and for the year and for the condition that it's in, I say that as it's in multiple colors, but for the condition that it's in, it's a good car. These engines are very strong. They're reliable. You check your oil. I think it's a perfect intro car. You check your oil. You get into a manual. It'll help you as a sports car enthusiast You don't want to start off with a 707 horsepower Hellcat. You'll go off the side of the first cliff you see, because if you just jump it straight into a Hellcat, you're going to jump straight off the map. And what that means is you got to start off, you got to build somewhere, you got to start from somewhere. And I think the NA 3.5 liter 6-speed manual rear wheel drive coupe for under $5,000, I don't think there's a better starting place than that, because you wouldn't want to spend more than 10 grand and then have the car be too much to handle and not get the full joy out of it. You also wouldn't want to pay 2 grand, 3 grand, and then get a absolute rusted POS. And if you have a POS, you're going to look at yourself, you're going to look at that huge POS sized hole in your wallet, and then you're going to be PISS'd. So I think this is the perfect platform to start, and that is why it is the best car for bang for buck. Reason number two. So, reason number two why this is probably going to be the best bang for buck, as well as it does have mod potential. Let's not get this any other way. This is a 350Z. Okay, it's not a 350Z, but it's basically a 350Z. It has the same motor as a 350Z from the same year. It has the same drivetrain platform, the same transmission, makes out the same horsepower. This does have a longer wheelbase, and this is a little bit heavier and chunkier. But all I'm hearing is better for a daily. Speaking of which, you can daily this thing because it does have 2 rear seats. 350Z don't come with those. But back to mod potential, this car, everybody knows about the 350Z, because the 350Z, you can build it as a race car, you can build it as a drag car, you can build it as a drift car, you can build a 350Z in a million different ways because of the aftermarket potential. This car shares so many parts with the 350Z. Other than the external body panels per se, most of the stuff that you find in here, you will find or be able to swap with the 350Z. And I think that that makes it unlimited. It gives you unlimited choices in how you want to mod this thing. This car is really just the younger brother to the 350Z, and that means every party the 350Z goes to, he has to bring this guy along. And that means everything that you can think of, whether it comes to body kits, whether it comes to wheels, whether it comes to interior, whether it comes to boost, because it's the same engine as the 350Z, you just slap it on there and it'll work 9 times out of 10. And that's why I think this car has an unlimited mod potential, and for the price point you can get it at, you can't go wrong. Reason number 3, engine and transmission. I know we talked a little bit about the engine and transmission and how it shares the same platform as the 350Z, but let's get into what the engine and transmission are. This engine, the 3.5 naturally aspirated 6-cylinder, gives you 280 horsepower, 280 pound-feet of torque, which, again, torquier and more horsepower than you would get in an FRS BRZ GT86, and way cheaper than, say, a new FRS or BRZ GR86, and puts out around the same numbers. Don't get me wrong, different caliber of car, but it just goes to show you the new cars around $30,000 are putting out this around similar horsepower numbers, and the older cars, I say older, talking about a 2010 through 2015 FRS BRZ, are putting out less horsepower and almost twice the price. So what I would say about this car is, when it comes to engine and transmission, this does have the CD001, which is like the early transmissions that came in this car. They are known to grind in 3rd gear and 5th gear. That is through like extensive use, and there are many applications where there are many reports where it turns out to be just fine. You can have your entire car and not have any issues. But in 05 plus, they changed that and they introduced the CD009. And that transmission is rock solid. It is known throughout the car community for infamous swaps. You're going to LS swap something, Yeah, just made it with the CD009. You're going to swap 2J swap something, CD009. It is a bulletproof transmission, and it comes in this car. Not mine, unfortunately, but it does come in this car from years 2005 and up. But the engine, this shares the same engine as the 350Z, and that means both this and the 350Z are incredibly reliable cars. This car has a track record of 300,000 miles plus on just regular maintenance. And that takes me into what regular maintenance is. Regular maintenance is check your oil. Please, for the love of God, check your oil. These things do have a tendency to burn oil, but it's fine. It makes 280 horsepower, it's rear wheel drive, and it's fun. So just check your oil so you don't blow it up, because that's really all you have to do. These cars, the engines don't have many issues. The engines are fairly reliable. You just got to take care of it so it can take care of you. And I think that that is the biggest thing, especially if you're a new enthusiast going into the car community. You want to have a car that gives you some responsibility, but you don't want to have a car, BMW, that you have to be behind all the time. And I think that if you get a 3.5 liter VQ, you take care of your oil, it'll let you know, it'll keep you on your toes because it'll make sure that you're taking care of it. You're checking your oil, you make sure that you're on your maintenance intervals, but it'll also give you the freedom to know that this thing won't leave you stranded on the street. And I think that that is the best thing when it comes to buying a cheap, reliable sports car. And I think for $3,500 or even a range of $5,000 to $7,000, if you want to really get in there and look for one, I think that for that range, you can find a great deal. You can find a good one with good mileage, and you know that it'll last you a long time as long as you take care of it. Reason number four Reason number four is this car looks timeless. This car is from 2003. And yeah, you can see some of the 2003 to the early 2000s essence or the dressing in the car, but I think that the way that they played it out, it looks nostalgic rather than old. And I think that that is a very fine line. And I think Infiniti nailed the hammer on the head, hit the nail on the hammer. Something got hit, and it wasn't this car. Something got hit, the hammer, the nail got hit. And what that means is essentially, I think this car, for what it is, it looks great. From 2003, minus the headlights, which 2015 headlights fade after 10 years. I think you get some modern headlights in here. You get a fresh paint job and don't have it in 2 to 3 different colors. You can have a really nice looking car. The body edges go really nice. Everything wears around the car pretty evenly. And so you just have, once you get this car, you have a blank canvas that looks nostalgic, it looks retro, but it gives you, especially with the aftermarket support that I said, it gives you so much room to play with. Last but not least, let's get into number 5. It's still affordable right now. Like if you want to get a G35, you can go on Marketplace right now. And yeah, there are going to be a lot of part outs, which is concerning in its own right, but they're going to be a lot of good cars if you take the time to look for them. I think you can find a good, reliable, healthily mileaged car, and that will get you you can get that for around $5,000 to $7,000 if you really look hard enough. And for $5,000 to $7,000, you can get a really good car that you know is not going to give you headaches, that's going to keep you in check with the rear wheel drive. It's going to also keep you in check when you check the oil after about 2,000 miles and you realize it's at half already. It's going to keep you on your toes. It's going to ensure that you're taking care of it and it's taking care of you. And what else do you want? What else could you ask for a car that's in a range of $3,000 to $7,000? It's not going to gap all the cars on the road. It's not going to gap most of the cars on the road. It's not going to even gap half the cars on the road. But what it will do is it'll give you a good fun time when you're going around the bends. So it'll give you a good kick out if you really put it down and dump that clutch. it'll give you a fun, quick shifting, swift car. Notice I didn't say fast, it's a swift car for what it is. And for what you pay, you don't get much better than that. So, should you get a G35 in the Big 25? I say yeah. I don't see how you can get a car that's better for the budget that it comes at. I don't think you get a car that puts out as much with an engine and transmission combination that you have here, combined with the aftermarket support and the fact that there are so many increasingly clapped out G35s, increasing in part outs. I think if you get a good one, it's a good platform to start on, especially as a new to manual or new to race car, fun car, quick car. I think that this is the perfect entry level platform. And for the price that you can get it at, you can't beat it. For what you get and what you pay, it's a banger deal. And that's why I think the G35 is a banger in the Big 25. So if you like this video, if you like the information I provided, if you want some more videos like this, let me know. Drop it in the comments. Like, comment, subscribe, hit that bell notification button so you can get some more alerts whenever I drop videos. I plan to post videos at least once a week. And so from here on, this is me signing off. This is BBL Garage, where the builds are wide, the budgets are slim, and the bolts keep turning. Take care.